where our government has ordered nationwide shutdown. In this time of the pandemic, where COVID-19 has crippled the world economies, where our government has ordered nationwide shutdown, where hospitals are overwhelmed.
Shortly after, the unthinkable happened.
I was literally stunned and frozen.
And their religious leaders are proven to be frauds. Where do you go to get all your questions answered and to hear what God has to say about this matter? You can only find the answers in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA. We give you scriptural breakdowns of world events and the up and coming world war. We will show you in the Bible where the children of Israel, who are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today, would suffer slavery in Jamaica, Caribbean, North, Central, and South America, and other parts of the world. We will show you in the Bible where God said He would send plagues upon the earth before He frees people from this captivity.
The World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a global pandemic.
We will give you the true teaching of the Bible, precept upon precept. To learn more, subscribe today and call the number in the description for I.S.U.P.K Jamaica. Shalom.
Shalom Israel, my name is Officer Kayad, one out of I.S.U.P.K Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the one man with the rank and the authority to lead Israel at this time. I say, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Barakatam to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Ailatan Ba'Hashem Yahushai to my sisters. Alright, so we're going to elaborate on a one video where, you know what I mean? Most of Jamaica know this person. His name, he go by the name Muta Baruka. You understand? But many of us here in Jamaica, we subscribe to Muta's sayings, you know what I mean? I wouldn't really call it teachings, you know what I mean? But sayings. And you know, Muta is a brother, you know, you see? He's one of us, you know what I mean? But sometimes one may remain confused as to what Muta really believe, because at one point you see him say some things contradicting to his own so-called religion, and then now, you know what I mean, him come up against, you know what I mean, the word of the Most High, the Bible. So we're gonna go through this video with Muta, you know what I mean, and break down some of the points them we make and where he went, where he goes wrong, you understand? So we're gonna start the video now.
And don't and reject something that is factual and true. Why will I say that? Because in reading the Bible, we can say there are certain things that is invalid right now. It's not necessary. Because after 4,000 years, a man writes something. Oh, you know, I try to live off of that something when science and technology and human beings and modern things advance. I mean, it kind of stressful. If you know, if you hear, you say, hear Rastaman quote certain things in the Bible, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and all these things, and I evaluate Jesus when he said Jesus, try to find all sort of way. What I'm actually I do is accept a white Jesus, but black meat. Now, if you accept a white Jesus and the things in the Bible about Jesus, and you say Jesus is not a white man, he's a black man. But now you change the color of the man, but you still hold on to the things where the Bible says about.
So in basically I say Jesus white, you know. You see? But the Bible don't really support that. You get what me I say? Yeah, man. So if we should go into the Bible right now, you know what I mean, and show you the description of Jesus or Yahweh Mashiach, which we know him to be in the Hebrew, you see? The Bible don't subscribe to no white Jesus. So Muta have him facts wrong. You know what I mean? And many Jamaicans subscribe to Muta. You know what I mean? Follow Muta religiously. You know what I mean? But Muta tend for don't have him facts them right or him facts them straight at times. You understand? So this is the book of Revelations. Salakia. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 13. And here it says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. We know the Son of Man is Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? The man where him called Jesus, but we know as Yahweh Mashiach. Right? We know him as the Son of Man. Whenever the Bible talk about the Son of Man, it's usually referring to Christ. You understand? Continuing. Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and gird about the paps with a golden girdle. Verse 14, his head and his ear were white like wool. You know what I mean? So the Bible tell us, say, Jesus, you know what I mean? Yahweh Mashiach have woolly ear. You know what I mean? White woolly ear. So where Muta get this white Jesus thing from? You know what I mean? When we get to realize with these so-called Rastafari people, you know what I mean? When it's time for promote, for them belief or for them point of view, them pick up the Bible. You know what I mean? Them pick up the Bible. But me know him, know for a fact. You know what I mean? And heard it before that the Bible described Jesus as black. Even Rasta know that. Even enough Rasta know that. So what am I try to do right now? What am I try to do? He might try to discredit the Bible for sell you something like any Christian do. Cause, you know what I mean? What would I call him? You would call him a Christian. I don't really believe nothing. Him subscribe to anything that is beneficial to him at this moment. You understand? Let me continue reading. As white as snow, talking about his head and his ear, meaning his beard and his ear upon his head. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace. So, Yahweh Mashiach feet were fine brass. Brass is brown. You understand? So him can't call Jesus a white Jesus. You know what I mean? And to tell you the truth about the Bible describe all the people of the Most High, all the prophets, even the angel, even the Most High, you know what I mean, as being black. So, you know what I mean, these African sympathizers, them tend to, you know what I mean, try to pick up the Bible whenever them want to sell you something. You know what I mean? Muta, you know what I mean, being an elderly Israelite brother. You understand? Should I know better? You know what I mean? I'm going to jump to a scripture right now for sure. You say, yo, Muta, should I have him facts better? You understand? So we are going to jump to Salakia. We are going to Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. See, because Muta being an elderly Hebrew, you know what I mean? An elderly Israelite brother. Should have him facts straight. You know what I mean? At this stage in his life, him should not bring out information that, you know what I mean, is not facts. You know what I mean? Being a man that have the eyes and ears of, you know what I mean, the broader society. Many of the ghetto youth, them listen to Muta, but them don't know, so Muta don't necessarily have him facts straight. You understand? So I go to Hebrews 5, Slacky and 12. And here what it said about an elder like Muta. See? Slakia. This is Hebrew chapter 5, verse 12. For when? For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principle of the oracle of God. You know what I mean? So the first principle of the oracle of God, because you claim say you speak on behalf of your ancestors. You know what I mean? You claim say you know the Most High. You know what I mean? At some point, you know what I mean? I guess him feel like Haile Selassie are the Most High or something like that. I don't necessarily know when believe this these days. You know what I mean? So if you are the oracle, you speak as the oracle of God. Why are you speaking things that are not facts? You know what I mean? The real oracle of the Most High is the Bible, you know. So why are you speaking against the oracle of the Most High? You know what I mean? In your great age, you know what I mean? In your elderly age, you still not have your facts straight and you still have, you know what I mean, issue out these false information to the people. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So let me just play a little more of the footage, you know what I mean, and just to show you where Muta Baruka, you know what I mean, doesn't necessarily have the complete facts of them talk. Like many Rastafari and conscious community people, them tend to talk things where sound good but not necessarily embedded in facts. You get what me I say? Yeah, man.
The white man. How that
All right,
possible?
we'll go back a little bit.
How that possible? Because it don't make no difference at the man, but you still hold on for the things what the Bible say about the white man. How that possible? How that possible? Because it don't make no difference then. The color don't make no difference. If you are going to associate a man, I feed 5,000 people with how much? 12 barrel over and 5 fish or whatsoever. Or him a walk on water. And then you say, no, it's not a white man, it's a black man. But you tell that about the black man, feed 5,000 people with some little fish and thing, and at the same time walk on water. It's craziness. It's craziness.
Oh, Muta for really say that. Hear what him say? He must say, yo, all right. So you make Jesus black, but you still hold on to the doctrine of the white man by saying that this man feed 5,000 people with just 5 fish. You know what I mean? But remember, you know, this should be far-fetched, you know, Muta, because many I want to believe in a African spirituality and that, you know what I mean, the spiritual realm of things. So food thing even more outrageous than even that. You know what I mean? I don't believe, no, I want to believe in all. You know what I mean? Because I thought I see a video with you already, you know what I mean, promoting Obia as if Obia is not no, you know what I mean, but validating Obia. You see? So you validating Obia, you know what I mean, which Jamaicans stigma with Obia knows that Obia is some kind of spiritual magical activity. So why can you substantiate Obia and you can substantiate, you know what I mean, a man that was sent by the Most High feeding the multitude? You know what I mean? Why you can't substantiate that? Hypocrisy again. You know what I mean? Only when it fit uno. You know what I mean? Them things are possible. Because if you should reason with more time, would tell you a bag of things about African spirituality and what they were capable of, and tell you about nanny and this and that and rare. But when it comes to the Bible and the Bible explanation of what a black man can do, them no want to subscribe to it. But the main reason for that, you know, is because the Bible have laws in it where enough Rasta not necessarily want to keep. You know what I mean? Our so-called Rasta. You see? So, I'm going to jump to a scripture for show you. You see? Where Muta go wrong. Because Muta right now, see, he might promote to us a different God than the God where our forefathers, you know what I mean, gave to us. You know what I mean? But we're going to tell you what the Bible say about that. So we're going to jump to Exodus 20 and 3. And show you that what Muta is doing right now, you know what I mean, is a sin within itself. You understand? So with the Exodus chapter 20 verse 3, and it says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. You know what I mean? And them Rastaya, what them do? Them promote Haile Selassie. You know what I mean? I'm countless of time. All right. As me say, I don't really know if this man I believe say Haile Selassie a God, but him reference him and him know say the Rasta religion that he's a part of. You know what I mean? Praise Selassie as God. You know what I mean? So you praise Selassie as God or you don't, but at the same time you promote to us. You know what I mean? This alternative way, you know what I mean, of worship. You know what I mean? But the Bible said, thou shalt have no other God before the Most High. You know what I mean? You attack against the Bible. You understand? So obviously, I care the Most High in the Bible, you worship because you attack against the Bible. But the Bible I say you not supposed to have no other God outside of the Most High. You understand? And the God in the Bible is your God, Muta. You understand? Because the laws were given to the laws of the Most High were given to black Hispanics and Native Indians. You know what I mean? They are the children of Israel, the people of the Most High. You see? Which you are a part of. So you bringing us back to Africa. You know what I mean? Yeah, you talk a good thing, you know, when you say, yo, boy, we should love the oppressor, you know. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't bow down to the oppressor and thing, you know. But that's how the Bible don't say already. The Bible don't say that already, you know, Muta. You see? So what you are do, you are freestyle off at the top of your head and some, you know what I mean, some mixture researches that you have done. See? And excluding the Bible out of your thing. You know what I mean? Which you can't do that. You understand? Because the Bible, where you the point of view where you are all right, you know, where you say you're the oppressor. No, it's not the time to talk about love and rare. See? The Bible don't say that already. The Bible don't show we say we start think about ourselves and love each other as a nation. You understand? Because the laws in the Bible were given to us. You understand? All right, watch this. We are going to jump to Salakia. Let me find this scripture. We're going to jump to Deuteronomy chapter 13 and 6 to 9 to show you what Muta is doing right here. You see? What Muta is doing right here would be punishable by death, you know what I mean, if our kingdom was still intact. You understand? Deuteronomy chapter 13. And we're going to jump to verse 6 to 9. See? All right. So here we say, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, you know what I mean, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, of thy friend, or thy friend Slakia, which as thine own soul entice thee secretly. You know what I mean? But Muta now entice people secretly, man entice them publicly. You see? Continuing. Which thou hast not, Slakia, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy father. So Muta make we go to a God now. You know what I mean? Haile Selassie. You know, I'm Rastafari religion or some Pan-African business. See? Where our forefathers never know. You understand? So here the Bible say we must do to a person like that. Verse 7. Namely, of the gods of the people which are round about you. So them people are already round about us in a them time. Yeah, were the same Africans that Muta we join hands in hand with. You know what I mean? The same Africans them where, you know what I mean, the Most High ran out of the land. You understand? The same Africans them that the Most High defeated on our behalf or destroyed on our behalf. See? And the same African them Muta try get we for giant hand in and with. You understand? Continuing. Which are Slakia, which are round about you, nigh unto thee, are far off from thee, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. Verse 8. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him. So the Bible is telling you that you shouldn't consent unto Muta. Because what Muta is doing right now is telling you that you should serve an African God. You know what I mean? Well, as me say, I don't know if him worship Haile Selassie, but him do subscribe to Haile Selassie. But him believe in some Pan-African things where, you know what I mean, it root back to some Asian pagan worship, you know what I mean, where them worship idols. You understand? So the Most High tell you, say, yo, if none of your friend them, or your sister, or your brother, anybody within your nation entice you to go and serve other gods, thou shalt not, you understand, not listen to them. And that is what Muta is doing. Muta is not doing anything different from what the Christian church is doing. You know? You understand? But enticing the children of Israel to serve other gods. You know what I mean? Simply because them now have the answers to the plight that we go through that are in the Bible. So when a man come up against the Bible, see, how him solve our problem? You know what I mean? How much are we have you know what I mean, have said go back to Africa. And how many times have it worked? Marcus Garvey did it. You know what I mean? That land over in Africa named Liberia, many of the African Americans went over to Liberia. You see? And did it help us? It never helped we more than, you know what I mean, make us go at, you know what I mean, be oppressed more by the Africans them. You know what I mean? Africans no love we. So how can Muta tell us that we should go back to Africa? Or go back to African customs? You understand? How can the Rastafari religion tell us that we should go back to Africa? The same Africans them will sell we to the white man. Then Africans entrap us, you know, and sell us to the white man, you know. So why is Muta telling us that we should go to Africa, you know what I mean, for our spirituality? You know what I mean? That can never work for us because we are not Africans. We are the children of the Most High and we need to follow these laws in this Bible. You understand? That is the only way we can escape out of this captivity. If we follow the laws them in the Bible, yeah, and Muta is speaking against the Bible as if it is of no importance. You understand? So how him solve our problem? How him solve our problem? All right. Continue reading. From the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Verse 8. Thou shalt not consent, Slakia. Let me jump down. Verse 9. But thou shalt surely kill him. You know what I mean? So, as I tell you before, if Muta was in our homeland, you know what I mean, when we had a nation and had our kingdom, and him bring this madness, but you know what I mean, go back to Africa and one bag of thing and Africa liberation, he would have been put to death. You know what I mean? Muta would have been put to death. You see what I say? Yes, so you can't speak out against the Bible when the Bible is actually talking about black liberation. The Bible is the only black liberation source. You can't do it without the Bible and without keeping these laws in this Bible. This Bible has been given to us from the Most High. You know what I mean? And given to the children of Israel, which are black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You see? All right. We are going to jump to Salakia. We're going to jump to Psalms 147 and 19 to 20. You know what I mean? To show you that the Most High in the Bible that Muta is speaking out against is only dealing with the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel is not no white man. See? The children of Israel are not white people. You see? So why is Muta telling us that we shouldn't subscribe to the teaching of the Bible and reprimanding his followers and fame religion members, you know what I mean, other Rastas, to not follow the Bible? Which them not really follow no Bible, you know. I those sense little Rasta, you know. Some of the Rasta them does have little sense, you know, say, yo, you know, say what the Bible says true. But Muta now being so far off and far gone, no one Rasta read the Bible. Then how them are going to find hope? You know what I mean? Where you learn, say the Bible is talking about white people. Where you learn, say Jesus a white man. Surely not in the Bible. And must somebody tell you that, Muta. I mean, say you work off a hearsay. I mean, say hearsay you work off a, you not work off of the facts. Like many people who come up against the Bible, they don't know the Bible. And that's the thing. So Muta being ignorant of the Bible, telling his fellow Rastafari community to not subscribe to the Bible because it make we weak. You see? Or it make them weak. See? Him not really know what the Bible say to begin with. Him don't know what the Bible say. So how can him, you know what I mean, put out something publicly? But to show you that our leaders, you see our leaders them, they are without knowledge. You see? That's why we here in the ISUPK and the commanding general, YAHANNA, you know what I mean? We speak as prophets of the Most High and as oracle of the Most High because we have the knowledge of the Most High and the knowledge is in the Bible. You know what I mean? We teach these laws that are in the Bible, you see, which Muta is not aware of or either is aware of and don't subscribe. Because how can you come up against a book that speak out against homosexuality? How can you speak out against a book that speak out against murder? How can you speak out against a book? So, all right, tell me, which part you get that standard now that these things are wrong? Zane, where you get the source from, for know say, all right, you know say being a homosexual is a filthy, disgusting act. Zin, you can't go to Africa because there be homosexual activities in a for them religious worship. You see what I say? You can't go to Egypt. If you go to the white man, you know what I mean, for them thing is just filled with homosexual activities and murder and robbery and rape. So how can you speak out against the one source of information that speak out against these injustice or these wicked activity? For sure you say, yo, you know what I mean, many of our elders, you know what I mean, like what the Bible say, when you are to be teachers, you need to be taught, because this are the reason why, you know what I mean, enough man now running at your place right now, mount and bust off head and kill you. Because them know say the Bible say, thou shalt not murder. So how can you speak out against this? Zin, because, you know what I mean, we are a lawless people. We don't like following the laws of the Most High. All right, let me just jump to Psalms 147. Slovakia. 147, 19 to 20. To show you that the Bible was given to our foreparents. You know what I mean? The Bible is so precious that the white man had to paint film picture. You know what I mean? As the Messiah, as Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? YAHANNA Mashiach, which we know him as in the Hebrew. The Bible is so special that the white man had to tell a lie on it. So why Muta give to the white man? Why am I hand it over to the white man so willingly when this was given to our foreparents? You know what I mean? All right, so we are at Psalms 147, verse 19. He showeth, speaking about the Most High, he showeth his word unto Jacob, you know what I mean? His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So the Most High show his statutes and his judgment, which are these laws in this Bible, to the Israelites, which are blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians. You see? Verse 20. He has not dealt so with any nation. And as far as judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So the Most High now deal with the white man. So oh, you make this a white man book. The Bible clearly said that he has not dealt so with any nation. See? So if the Most High now deal with the white man or the Chinese man, you know what I mean, are the African, but him a deal with blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians. Why are you speaking out against the Bible when the Bible is for you? As the Bible says, when ye are to be teachers, ye need to be taught again. You understand? Let me see if I can jump to one more scripture. It's luck here. It's luck here. So we are going to jump to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. You know what I mean? We're going to go to chapter 17, verse 14. See? Show you that the Bible is necessary. You understand? It's very necessary. Without the Bible, we don't know how to deal with each other. You get me? So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 17, verse 14, which says, and he said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness. And he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. You understand? Speaking about the laws that we got. Beware of all unrighteousness. Zin, Rasta love to talk about righteousness. You know what I mean? But righteousness according to the Bible is from the law. And let me tell you this. You don't know the word righteousness unless it was for the Bible. Not for the words them you use at the Bible you get it from. So you claim to be righteous when the word righteousness was made popular by the Bible. Then by reading the Bible. Then so and it says beware of unrighteousness, and the Bible itself says righteousness is of the law. Then and the Most High gave us commandments on how to deal with our neighbor. So you know what people, you know what blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians learn how to deal with them neighbor. You know, she say almost all we have a dispute with the neighbor. Going to every community and everybody and them neighbor now agree. So why would you come up against a book that this is black liberation, this is brotherhood, laws concerning your neighbor, meaning I don't steal from you, you don't steal from me. I don't murder you, you don't murder me. Why would you speak out against such a book and claiming that the white man gave us this book? You know what I mean? So, Muta, get your facts straight. You know what I mean? You're one of the leaders among our people who teach the people. But the information that you give to the people is incorrect, especially when it comes to the Bible. You know what I mean? When ye are to be teachers, ye need to be taught yourself. I would advise you, Zane, to come to the ISUPK and learn the Bible the right way. You understand? I know say you out of everybody else, Zane, I've sit down and spoken to probably some fake Israelite group, but you understand, you know what I mean, that the Bible is a black man book. So why would you come out in this manner against the Bible and talking about Christ is a white man? All right, let me see if I can just play a little more, even 2 more minutes out of this video.
We are talking about Rastafari as a movement of people who is searching for liberation from white supremacy and oppression from white people, you know, from them days there. But we know incorporate something that pacify we.
The Bible don't pacify we. The Bible teach you to separate from your enemies. You know what I mean? The Bible teach you to love not the oppressor or envy not the oppressor, which is the white man. You get to me and say, so how is that pacifying? You understand? You talk about black liberation. Whereas how long you not try this thing here? How long you not try black liberation and it not work? From Marcus Garvey till you take on this Amite, this filthy, disgusting Ethiopian in Haile Selassie, where you quote. Then, where is the black liberation? Right now, Ethiopia is destroying another neighboring country over there in Africa. So where the black liberation, another black country, I think his name is Crimea or something like that. Then, so if Ethiopia, where you subscribe to, is currently bombing and destroying and plundering another black country, how can you point us in the direction of Ethiopia and Africa when them not no love for themselves? Them not no love for them one another, you see? Yeah, man, so right now, Muta, you just need to get your facts straight. You know what I mean? And come off of the Bible. Because we here in the ISUPK are the only experts on the Bible. We in the ISUPK and the commanding general, YAHANNA. You understand? And with that, I turn the class over to Priest and Officer Abadawan.
Shalom.
Shalom, sir.
Okay. Well, first of all, Bashim Yawashai Barakatam to my brothers, Yahawa Shama Ailat and Basham Yawashai to my sisters. Now, this man here, me tell you what happened with Muta. Muta is a man where start preach certain things in Jamaica here, long enough before the truth come to Jamaica, right?
Gone, sir.
All right. Now, him gain certain amount of traction with the people.
Gone.
And with the government too. Because he was, I don't know what they made him up by University of the West Indies, but he got some kind of office or position up by the university.
Gone.
Him have him name on the door, and him door.
Gone.
Remember one time I went up there, I was searching, I'm looking for something, and somebody tell me that Muta up there now, and they show me him door and say, but it's like they move him to another location. But the person said to me, Muta Baruch and name upon him door now. And him said, if any person say, you see anybody you see a person with them name upon them door, a heavy man, you know. All right. Now, what happened to him now, you know? Him realize Rastafari feel.
Okay.
Him realize, you remember we are talking about this, all of the houses are Rastafari and collapse, man. Him realize it. Now, he has been preaching Rastafari for so many years. Him can't accept defeat. So you see, rather than, and what is defeating them? Just the presence of the Bible, you know. Because they realize when they read the Bible, it goes against Rastafari.
Yeah, man. That is it, man.
So rather than accept defeat, what them do? What him do? Discredit the source. But you see, God is not mocked. And because God is not mocked, let me tell you something, man. We I.S.U.P.K Jamaica, we have seen people speak badly against the school and terrible things happen to them. Imagine when him now go speak badly against the Bible. He is just heaping coals of destruction on his own head, you know. And it's a terrible thing him doing. All right.
That's right.
Let's go to Proverbs 3 and 5.
Another one can.
Because it's a serious thing this man doing, you know. From time to time, you hear them, you know, they make little talk against the Bible, but him actually come out now and put out a video. So, you know what him do now? He has declared his hands against the Bible.
Declare war with the Bible. Slack, yeah.
You know, and have mercy. It better remember so COVID not done it. And with them vaccine or not, something go and lick him. Yeah.
Another one can. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
And this is what him and many other Rastafarian elders doing. They are leaning to their own understanding. You notice him say, they're taking them black washing the white Jesus. Now, this is nothing but ignorance, because Revelation don't describe how Christ is, and Daniel describe how Christ look. So the very Bible might discredit because of the white Christ. Don't tell you that Christ is not black. Sorry, Christ is not white. So you see,
I'm slack, yes, sir.
Much learning make it him crazy. Yeah, you're going to say something?
Slack, yeah. And the term, he actually, may I ask you a question, did he use the term blackwash itself?
Yeah, man. Him say we have blackwash the white Christ.
So, all right, so watch it then. So if you know about a term called blackwash, that means you understand that there has been a whitewash, because the term that we know is whitewash, you know. And we know that many, you see it?
You see it, yeah.
You see it? So we know blackwash as a term, you know. The term is really whitewash. And when we understand whitewash as is painting famous or renowned black people into white. So he know about whitewashing, and he must try to spin it back around on the Bible. So lucky, yes, sir.
Not try to spin it back around on the elders. Obviously, there are some elders in Rastafari who realize that the Bible is what they should be following. Now, because he has built an empire out of Rastafari, because in building life, in career, in music, everything out of Rastafari. And he's not a poor man, you know him own one whole hill.
Yeah.
Yes, man. And one poor man.
Slack, yeah.
And him own all of that
Okay.
under the banner Rastafari. So him no.
Gone.
This is the same problem Israel has always have. The rich of Israel have always seek to lead Israel astray. And
Gone.
he is no
Gone.
different. He is not a
Gone.
poor
Another
man.
one. Gone.
He is
Gone.
he's a rich enough influential man in Israel and is seeking to lead the youths astray.
Gone. Gone. Another
Right?
one. Gone.
All right.
That's right.
Continue with Proverbs 3. We're going to 7. So read 6.
Gone. Another one. Gone, sir. Verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
So you know we're going to lick him now.
Gone. Gone.
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So you know the theme part get cut now.
Gone.
And the Most High is moving against his own people in these last days because what? The truth is what is going to leave standing. Right?
Another one. Gone.
But the thing is, we know that Rastafarian was wrong, but obviously, you ever hear them say when planting one they shoot?
Cancer, yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying there?
Cancer.
All right. So he's shooting, you know.
Gone.
So you know what happen to him?
I forgot get cut down.
So when the rest of the Rastafarian houses him get cut down now, you know. Well, some not even not gonna realize is the Most High cut him down. The Most High, Muta get sick or why Muta salty? You understand? But this is how the Most High said it. In all thy ways, you acknowledge God, the Most High. There was a time when, you see the time when Rastafarian was getting traction in Jamaica was when they had the Bible. They didn't understand everything in it, you know. Right?
Cancer.
And we can say they didn't understand nothing in it. But they had the Bible. Because you know it's syncretism. So they use syncretism with the religion in India name again. What name again, man?
That is Shiva. Worship of Shiva.
So then you Shiva and then
Hinduism.
and then take the Bible. Now they want to let go of the Bible. So because they are letting go of the Bible now, the houses are collapsing. Because of men like him, because he now hold a position within the freedom thing, you know, within Rastafarianism as an elder of Rastafarian. So you know when them start, you know, and the elders become the guide, you know, and not the Bible again. The Bible used to be the guide to them, but the elders are now becoming the guide, and hence they are collapsing. And they are not able to see that. But you know, it's idolatry, so they have to collapse. Right. So plant one, they them shoot, Muta shoot now. Give me Proverbs 3 and 7.
Canada one can. Canada one can, sir. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 7. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil.
You see how this part here describes this man perfectly? Be not wise in your own eyes. So in his own eyes are wise, him wise, you know. Because you know you're following this 4,000 years old book. Now this is a man who watch this now. He believe in planting, you know. In farming. He believe in farming. And he used to do a lot of farming. I mean, I don't know if him still do it, right? And probably I believe him still do it, right? Now, all those trees that he's planting, how old is those trees?
Some of them older than him.
All those seeds were set from creation, and him can get to plant the seeds and get back the same fruit come down the line. And now you're going to talk about the book is 4,000 years old. Brother,
God.
you better wake up.
God.
Wake up. You're an Israelite. And guess what? You could do great work for the Most High if you humble yourself, come into the truth and learn.
That's
There's
right.
nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the Bible. It's the interpretation of it by
God.
our oppressors is the problem. And
That's
you
right.
cannot get the correct interpretation without you getting it from an Israelite who the Most High has chosen. That is
God.
why we in the I.S.U.P.K says we are affiliated with nobody,
God.
no one, right? And
God.
we say it proudly, not out of pride, but out of fact. Because when you all who would want to affiliate with us, we have to turn on and teach them the Bible. So what is sense? What they are going to teach you?
God.
Hmm?
God. And
This
two
man,
slack, yes, sir. And two man can't walk unless they agree. You know what I mean? So
right, and we're not going to agree with them.
God.
And so good that they are not going to agree with us now.
God.
Right?
God.
So now you know, so now you don't even sit down and hold a reason with a Rastafarian, you know, unless you teach him something.
God, you know what I mean? So lucky, yes, sir. You
Yeah.
know, so yesterday, you're up on a bus. Slack here, not a bus, a taxi. And you know what I mean? A Rasta. Then there him talk to another younger Rasta or younger in knowledge. See? And him basically, you know what I mean? Him not sound no different from a Christian pastor. You see? Him not sound no different from a Christian pastor. And while him a talk, him just talking for the sake of talking with no facts. You know what I mean? Jumping over to some spiritual hababaloo or whatever you call that. You understand? Not making any sense. You understand? So me ask him a question. What you think about Muta Baruch not believing in the Bible? At one point, him say something about the Bible, you know. Like he might try to take some information from the Bible. And I say, what you think about Muta Baruch not believing in the Bible? You see? Then now start discredit the Bible. You understand? Then now, after taking something from the Bible a while ago for substantiate his argument, when me ask him why Muta not believing in the Bible, him start discredit the Bible. You see? So look here, sir. So you know what I mean?
So they want to use it when it benefits them.
Can't.
Anyway, God is not. God is not marked. You see? And guess what? Today, you talk about him at the right time because we're talking about the judgment of the Most High, right? There was a time when a man like him, a Benjamite, he would have been a person who the Most High could have called upon.
God.
Because he would have had the facts. And the Most High could send him to judge Israel and to release. And you see, we are in captivity now. Use him and release us through judgment of the Most High, through the sword.
God.
But the Most High has changed it for reasons like these. Because most of the judges fall.
God.
Looking at Gideon this evening. Gideon in the end, after he did so much great work, he went and did something that became a reproach unto him and his house. Right?
Cancer.
So Muta Baruch now after him, the Most High smile on him, you know, because him tell us him wink at you in your ignorance most time, you know.
God.
Right? The Most High has winked at him in ignorance for all these years so that him can achieve something. And what him turn around and do now?
God.
Let him doing things now that is going to become a reproach unto him.
That's right.
Right. Go to Judges chapter 6.
Cancer. This is start at verse 1, right?
Yeah, chop up in hardly hearing him.
Oh, Salakia, start at which verse?
Judges chapter 6, starting at verse 1.
Can. So we are at the book of Judges, chapter 6, verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Midian, of Midian 7 years.
All right. So we did evil in the sight of God, and the Lord delivered us into the Midianites, right? It's a good thing that this man was not it's a good thing that Muta is not one of our leaders. We'll be going into captivity shortly, eh?
God.
Just by what he's saying.
Canada one gun.
So here now we did evil, and the Most High delivered us in the hands of the Midianites. The Midians. Well, luckily for us, it was only 7 years.
God.
Because of the Midianites were, their move was brutal against us. Right? When you read how they move against us, they remove all your substance. You couldn't survive. There are others who came up against us and smartly, then take a little and leave little for you to survive. And they were able to rule over us for some 40 years. But because of the brutality of the Midianites, the Most High had to, it's only 7 years them get. All right, 2.
Canada one gun, verse 2. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them the dens which are in the mountains and caves and strongholds.
All right. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel, and because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them the dens. We had to made. So you know what happened? You know what happened now? We have to go live a bush.
God. Up in a hill.
Made dens in the mountains and caves and strongholds. So the mighty men of Israel now, they made strongholds up in a mountain there.
God.
Right? And then you have others who made den, like a lion make den. You dig the hole and go live in it. Dig the ground and make space where you can go live in. And go live in a cave. So in other words, we had to take to the bush.
God.
Because of the Midianites, we had to leave our cities and our farmlands and go into the bush, go into the mountains.
God.
Verse 3.
Canada one gun, verse 3. And so it was when Israel had sown that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites and the children of the east, even they came up against them.
Now, you notice in the majority of our captivity, the Amalekites is mentioned.
God.
Now, these men just never say, we're going to join the Israelites against these invaders. And Muta better understand that him don't understand the table of nations. Because he don't understand that the Amalekites is the white man. And they are always coming up against us. And the Bible is letting us know that. Right? And these Midianites were Africans. And he wants to join us with Africans who were also one of our oppressors.
That's right, sir.
So without the Bible, we would have gone behind them. Right? Without the truth, we would have gone behind them and say, yeah, man, we follow Africa we go. Because we and them have the same skin color. Africans were happy to get us out of the land, So you think they're going to take us back?
That him to know us luck, yeah.
You better understand that.
God. Canada one can.
All right. Also, the very man that they have called God and King, Haile Selassie, had given a big piece of land to Jamaicans and West Indians from the slave trade who want to return back to Africa. The one they call Sashamani,
Gone.
which have not turned out to be productive.
That's right.
Because the very same Africans want to drive us from off that land. Because they know that we are not the same. The very same Ethiopians, you know. They know we are not the same people.
Another one gone.
Just the look.
Gone.
The Ethiopians look like how Haile Selassie look.
That's right.
So they look at us and say, oh, what is the king doing? No, man, we don't want him here. We don't want the people here. Right?
Gone, sir.
And then again, because we go to Sashaman, it doesn't mean that the curses are not following us. So obviously the curses follow those brothers gone over to Sashaman, you know.
Gone.
And then maybe they start to, you know, take the Africans them thing when our time reach them or something like that. We don't know. But the curses would have been on them over there as well.
That's right, sir.
Right?
Gone.
So because Muta Baruka now is financially capable, right? He believed that him can speak out. Him don't understand the curses. The very people that he's speaking against, who is not as wealthy as he is experiencing the curse.
Gone.
Just like how the Most High, this punishment that we got in the time of Gideon was because of the curses.
That's right,
He
sir.
went into captivity.
Another one gone.
So whether the Bible want to be 4,000 years old or 5,000 years old, it is still alive.
That's right.
In the same way the earth is alive and bringing forth fruit, is the same way the Bible is alive and the words of the Bible is manifesting on us and on the earth today.
God.
Right? No, he think it's a different time. It's not. All right. Next verse.
Another one gone. Verse 4. And they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth till thou come unto Gaza and left no substance for Israel, neither sheep nor ox nor ass.
So you see, what did they do? They didn't come up on you and kill you still, you know. Well, maybe they killed some, you know, but
God.
that was their aim was not to come up on you and capture you and sell you in slavery and all that. Their aim was to take away your substance.
God.
So if they take your substance and they don't leave you with no sheep, no ox, no ass, I mean, the white man do a similar thing right now, you know, where the Amalekites are in those times. But what them do, them provide some work, or you go do some hustling or something. But in these days, you were we were self-sufficient, and they come and take away your livelihood. What are you going to do? And you can't fight them.
Can't do nothing. Can't feed yourself. So
you can't feed yourself.
Can't.
And you can't. And the worst thing, you can't stay in the places that you would normally stay, because if you say, all right, now go build back, as soon as you build again, them come and take it. God. So you go try a thing up in the mountain where you can survive. All right. Continue.
Another one can, verse 5. For they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitudes. For both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. Salakia.
Right. So they came up. Just think of Jamaica being invaded by 20,000 warriors right now, or 200,000 warriors.
God.
Right? I mean, when they come up against it, they're not going to spread out, you know. You say you can infiltrate them and cut off some and kill them off.
God.
They are closely knit, right? Because this is how you fight war.
So they came upon us and why outnumber we. In any village or town they would have entered, we would have been outnumbered. And they just come through and read. You ever watch I watch show sometime I see these things happen and I just come up on some whether a city or a village and just move through and read. Guess which set of people love do that?
It's lucky.
The Arabs.
The Arabs, gone.
Yeah, man.
Gone. Yeah, man.
So these Midianites,
gone.
They were I wouldn't say that they were but probably they were part of Ishmael. But Midian, I think Midians were Amites, no?
Absolutely. I don't recall what they were, but you know what I mean. But
let's now go back to the table of nation, the Midianites. All right, east of the Gulf of Aqaba. So we can't find it. But this one here telling us about them related to Israelites. Nah, they never related to Israelites. But I think some relation probably come through Moses.
Okay, good.
Okay. Probably come through Moses. I think Moses' wife was a Midianite now. That's it go.
I think so, you know, Slovakia. Now
Right.
remember.
So Moses' stepfather, father-in-law would have been such.
God.
But we would have been, any relation would have been just Moses' in-laws and children.
God.
They would be related to, they were Africans. They were Hamites.
God.
Right. But right here now they came upon us by the time of Gideon. Here they are now upon us. All right, we are in verse what we are now?
We're at verse 6.
Verse 6.
Verse 6. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord.
You see, if Muta was reading the Bible and understanding the Bible, he would have seen that this slavery that we are in is not the first time we have gone into slavery. One, God. And he would also realize that each time we are in slavery, we cry unto the Most High.
God.
So rather than discredit the Bible, what he should use his energy to be doing is getting the people to cry unto the Most High.
God.
Right? God. Tell these people, say, when the sufferation lick on when the oppression lick you to the point where you feel like you're getting overcoming, God, you have to cry to, you know. Because see it in the Bible, you know, we always are crying to God.
God.
You see?
That's right.
But, you know, they have their own agenda. And these agenda is an agenda that is going to fail.
God.
As a matter of fact, obviously don't have long to go. That's why I'm shoot now. Yeah, man. You know, like when the police was in George Floyd neck and he call out for his mommy and he make some call out. the police, because his voice still sounds strong, you know. The police start, so when after a minute, after a while, and they didn't hear him, they think he was faking.
Okay.
But what they didn't know was that he used his last strong voice to make a cry out.
God.
Probably the same thing with Muta now. Maybe it's his last strong voice that him using to cry out.
God.
And him making a cry out. Because just like George Floyd, that last voice that he had, he should have made a cry out unto God. Right? Not casting any rain clouds over the death of George Floyd, but many happen after him, and until we get it right, that it is God we are to cry out to. Police come up on you, they might kill you. Well, make him kill you with the hand in a ear crying out unto God. Guess what? The news will bring that. Rather than you have your hand up in the air crying for your parents who can't come help you. I'm begging him who want to shoot you for mercy. Cry unto God, man.
God.
Maybe something will happen. This is what we have always been doing in captivity. And what Muta should be using his last breath there to do is to make a cry unto the Most High for the freedom of his people, rather than trying to discredit the word of God. Who are you to come up against God? Mortal man. You will die.
That's right.
Sometimes, you know, death is not there's no pleasure in the Most High killing you, you know. So, you know, when sometimes lick you with a sickness, make you stay on your bed and you squirm on your thing until you recognize that there is a God.
God.
But in any case, you get licked.
That's right.
Right. And because the Most High love Israel and punish Israel, and him is an Israelite, so I don't think he's not an Armite. All right. Continue.
Another one, verse 7. And it came to pass when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites. Verse 8. The Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt and brought you forth out of the house of bondage. Verse 9.
Hold on. So when we cry unto the Most High because of the Midianites, what did the Most High do? The Most High respond. The Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, Thus said the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt and brought you forth out of house of bondage. So you see, each time the Most High approach Israel, you notice him always. You ever hear them say, Most High, well, Christ said still enough, but this is in terms of arms. You say your right hand, don't let your right hand know when your left hand doing arms, right? This is charity. But the Most High always remind us of what he did for us. It's not charity. What him say is me bring you out of Egypt, you know. And it's me did so and so and me did so and so for you. So this thing here that you have been faced with now is not a great thing. I can free you from this too. Understand? Continue now.
Another one, verse 9. And I delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and drave them out from before you and gave you their land.
All right. So he said that he delivered us out of the hand of the Egyptians and all that oppressed us so far up until that time. Right?
Another one.
So if these men would just come to the truth, but you see, when they reach certain age, you know, then just feels, but then they not get. Remember what Christ said, you can't put old wine, new wine in old wine skin. Yeah, man. So that is what reached them, pride. So then many of them won't come. Some will, but many of them not going to come because they feel say, you know, them younger people here can't teach me nothing. Which in a way, we can teach them all that they need to know. All right. Continue.
Another one, gun, verse 10. And I said unto you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell, but ye have not obeyed my voice.
All right. So you see, is the fear of that's why in this captivity, speaking against the oppressor, when we come up here and we speak against the oppressor. I remember once a man said to a man said, no man, do not talk so hard against the white man. Virgin would like to go foreign in the man. Me no want to go there and can't get visa because of blah blah blah. And one of the officers at the time said, but this brother here go foreign already. He said, and then make you go through and blah blah blah. But the thing is, because of Christianity, in the same way that the Mosai here is, the prophet here is saying, fear not the gods of the Amorites, of the Midianites. What they are doing now in Christianity is, in this captivity, is fearing the God of our oppressor, who is that white Christ.
God.
So much so, they fear this white Christ so much so that you will show them in the Bible that the Christ they are speaking of and preaching about really was black. And they will go and tell you that, what they love tell you?
Color no matter.
Color no matter.
Is it?
It's the fear of the oppressor's God at this time that is holding us.
God.
Right? So when we touch the street, we have to start telling them, say, fear not the God of the oppressor. Don't fear this man. Which is why, you know, when I watch the older tapes of the brothers, you also see them hold all the Quran and seal it down the road.
God.
And they put the white Christ on the ground and step in them face. When we go downtown, how we do it, we see some Christians, then gasp. Ah! And we say, no, this is not the man of the Bible. I want to show a lot of them Revelation 1, they say, yes, we see it, but, and them stop. And you know what's the but? But this is the image that is in my church. So they fear the gods of our oppressor. And the same way we have to just tell them, say, fear not the God of the oppressor. Continue.
God and one can. Verse 11. And there came an angel of the Lord and sat under an oak tree, it's like an oak, which was in Ophrah, that pertained unto Joash the Israelite, and his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites.
All right. So you see, Gideon have to be hiding what he was doing.
God.
Because the Midianites was such a destroyer.
God. Oppressors. It's a luck here.
Right? But because we have to survive now, we hide and trust wheat.
God.
And then go the white wine press. So you're going a period of time when it's not wine season. So they're not going to search the wine press. They're there trusting wheat. Right?
God.
So that he can hide it from the oppressor. Well, right. Continue. 12.
Another one can, verse 12. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, the Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor.
Right. So this person now appear unto to Gideon. Obviously, Gideon wasn't afraid because when Gideon look and see a man, and the man come and big him up and say, yo, the Lord is with you, the man of valor. Like, no, we wouldn't say, yo, General, the Lord is with you, The Most High is with you because you did some great things, right? And what did Gideon respond unto him?
Another one can. Verse 13, and Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But no, the Lord has forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites.
Right, so Gideon's response was also righteous. He said, well, my Lord, if God be with us, why then is all this thing here befalling us? Man, I just ride in upon we and take away things.
God.
Where are all the miracles? What about all the miracles that we hear about where the Most High deliver us from Egypt and from the Egyptians and all kind of thing? Did not the Lord bring us up out from Egypt? But no, but he has forsaken us now and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites.
God.
So until that point, we still didn't understand that, is the idolatries that keep getting us into captivity. Right?
God. Another one can.
Continue.
Another one can, sir. Salakia.
Verse 14.
Verse 14. Verse 14. And the Lord looked upon him and said, go in this thy Salakia, go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee?
Right. Go in this might that you have. Go and put it on the Midianites.
God.
Right? The same man of valor that you are. Turn it on the Midianites, man. And he said unto him, 15.
Another one can, verse 15. And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house.
Right. So him said, why? So the Manasseh, he was a Manassite, so that he was a Cuban.
God.
Manasseh today is a Cuban, right?
God.
And when you read the Cuban history, you ever read about a man named Che Guevara?
Not read, but heard.
You heard about Che Guevara?
God.
Che Guevara was a modern warrior. Probably Gideon too. Who knows? A modern warrior in Cuba. And the story goes that, him fight and liberate Cuba, Manasseh. And he was such a warrior that him just continue fighting even after liberating Cuba. And he went on and liberate 6 other Spanish-speaking countries. They were not Manassite, but he went and fight with them and liberate them from the oppressor. This is modern thing I'm telling you about. He is, 5 other one, Cuba and 5 other one. And I understand that he is national hero in 6 different Spanish-speaking countries. So the man of valor, this was in Gideon time. Gideon did not rely on his tactical strength, his human strength in the way that Che Guevara would have.
God.
Right? Because the Most High would have been with Gideon.
God.
Because here the Most High sent an angel unto him and say, send him to go and release and fight for Israel.
God.
So he was to be a judge over Israel, right?
God. God.
And if you notice, when the Most High choose a man among us and call him a judge and send him on to another nation, the Most High has never said that he sent him to judge the other nation, you know?
God.
Because I said in Psalms 147 and 19 and 20, he has not, as far as judgment, the other nation don't know them, right?
God.
So the Most High use our people, our Israelite people, to judge over us, and for them to judge over us, they have to release us from the other nation, from the oppressor.
God. One gun.
All right. Think of commanding General YAHANNA now to put the laws in place over us as Israelites. We would have to first get rid of the oppressor, don't?
Gun.
Right. So because the Most High don't allow that in this time now, you're a prophet. And Christ give you what you should do. Go and fish the brothers.
God.
You are not sent to judge anybody. So even though Christ is the ultimate judge, he don't judge anybody yet. He don't judge yet. All the cities that he went to and they did not, and towns that did not receive him, he never cast down brimstone and fire upon them.
La.
Right. He let them be because, perhaps over time they will understand.
God.
Right. Next verse.
God. Another one gun. Verse 16. And the Lord said unto him, surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man.
Right. So the multitude of them, they go and punch, thump, and kick them up and stab them up like you're fighting one man.
God.
That's what he's saying. Right? You will smite the Midianite as if you were fighting one man. Continue.
God. Another one gun. Verse 17. And he said unto him, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then shew me a sign that thou talkest with me.
All right, continue.
God.
If I found grace in your sight, you're talking some good things with me, but show me a sign that that is really God that talks with me.
God.
Verse 6.
Verse 8.
Verse 18.
Depart not hence, I pray thee, until I come unto thee, and bring forth my present and set it before thee. And he said, I will tarry until thou come again.
All right, so Gideon said, all right, don't leave until I come back. Continue. Oh, and then, right. Don't leave until I tarry until I return. Continue.
Another one come, verse 19. And Gideon went in and made ready a kid and unleavened cakes of an ephah flour. The flesh he put in a basket, and he put the broth in a pot, and brought it out unto him under the oak, and presented it.
Right. So Gideon went back and just made ready a kid and unleavened cakes, probably some dumpling, ephah flour, and the flesh he put in a basket, and the broth. So he make the goat meat with some flour and a little soup broth.
God.
Right. Even until today, that's how most of us eat. We drink a little broth with what we're eating.
God.
Right. So as poor as Gideon was, because he said that him family poor and him had the least in him household. So you know, say him do a lot of the work in the household, eh?
God.
But he was still able to find a goat kid and some flour and go prepare it and take it back to the angel. Continue.
Another one, cancer. Verse 20. And the angel of God said unto him, take the flesh and the unleavened cakes and lay them upon the rock and pour out the broth. And he did so.
21.
Verse 21. Then the angel of the Lord put forth the end of the staff that was in his hand and touched the flesh and the unleavened cakes, and there arose up fire out of the rock and consumed the flesh and the unleavened cakes. Then the angel of the Lord departed out of his sight.
So he made a food offering to the angel,
God.
and it was accepted, right? Accepted as a sweet smelling savor unto the Most High. Now, these Rastafarians who decide to put away the Bible is not able to look on these things
God.
and read them with understanding, partly because they do not have the truth, so they are not able to do so.
God.
Right? Because this story of Gideon, you know, it goes far. So much so that they have made movies out of it today's modern day.
God.
Right? And Gideon was one which interface with an angel. But they are not able to see to read the record and realize that man has interfaced with angels who look just like man. Right? I bet you they are not able to tell you that. Right, 25. 25 or 24? 24.
We are at verse 22.
22?
Verse 20. Cancer.
All right, next verse, whichever one there.
Yeah, man. Another one, cancer. When Gideon perceived that he was an angel of the Lord, Gideon said, alas, O Lord God, for behold, I have seen an angel of the Lord face to face.
Right.
Verse The Lord said unto him, peace be unto thee, fear not, thou shalt not die.
Right. Peace be unto you, man. You won't die. It's not God you see, it's an angel. Right. And then what did he do after that?
Verse 24. Then Gideon built an altar dear unto the Lord and called it Jehovah Shalom. And to this day it is yet in Ophrah of the Israelites.
All right. So he built an altar right at the spot after he realized that he was conversing with an angel.
God.
25. Then him start to get work. Immediately, him start to get work.
God. Verse 25. And it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, take thy father's young bullock, even the second bullock of 7 years old, and throw down the altar of Baal that thy father hath, and cut down the grove that is by it.
Right. So you see, even though you said that the family was poor, you know, they were Baal worshippers.
God.
They were worshiping Baal. So the Most High sent him to rid that reproach out of the from out of the family.
God.
All right. Now drop me down to All right. In the next verses now, he also tore down altars that were within his village. He
God.
start going around the place now and tear down the Baal altars. Right?
Can.
Drop me down to 36.
Another one can, sir. This is verse 36. And Gideon said unto God, if thou wilt save Israel by mine hand, as thou hast said. Verse 37. Behold, I will put a fleece of wool in the floor, and if the dew be on the floor, the fleece only, and it be dry upon all the earth beside, then shall I know that thou wilt save Israel by mine hand, as thou hast said.
All right, so he might put up a test now if you know if him really if free up Israel. You know. You
God,
get a fleece. Fleece is a lamb skin.
God,
Then say, all right, I'm going to put it on the floor. If the dew be on the fleece only and it be dry upon the earth beside it, then I shall know that it's me you're going to send to deliver Israel.
God.
38.
One cancer. And it was so,
Can't
for
do
he rose up early on the morrow and thrust the fleece together and wring the dew out of the fleece, a bowl full of water.
There was so much water on the fleece that he get a bowl out of it, a bowl of water and ring out of it.
God,
And the ground beside the fleece was dry. 39.
Another one can, verse 39. And Gideon said unto God, let not thine anger be hot against me, and I will speak but this once. Let me prove, I pray thee, but this once with the fleece. Let it now be dry only upon the fleece, and upon all the ground let there be dew.
All right. So continue, finish it.
Another one done, verse 40. And God did so that night, for it was dry upon the fleece only, and there was dew on all the ground.
Right. So Gideon reverse it now and say, don't be angry with me. I pray the God of heaven, or God of my fathers. This time I'm going to put back the fleece. Let it be dry on the fleece, and the ground around the fleece be wet.
God.
And the Most I did so. Right?
Another one can.
All right. Chapter 7.
Another one can. This is the book of Judges, chapter 7 and 1. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him, rose up early and pitched beside the well of Arad, so that the hosts of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Mori in the valley.
Right. So Jerubbaal, that's Gideon's name. Right? Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harad, because he has now gathered a host of people, approximately what? There were about 30 or 40,000 people, right? And they pitched north side of them by the hill of the More in the valley. Verse 2.
Another one can, verse 2. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hand, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand has saved me.
All right. So because we were idol worshippers, we became idol worshippers. We were worshiping Baal at the time because many Baal altars Gideon went through and tear down throughout his community, right? And into other communities in Israel. Now, these people gather to fight. The Most High said, no, I'm not going to deliver the Midianites in all these men. And he could have, but him, you hear what him say? Least I got do it and them vaunt themselves and say, by my hand, we have freed Israel by our own hands, rather than giving the Most High the credit. So the Most High said, no, we're going to reduce this thing. Continue.
Another one cancer. Verse 3. Now therefore go to proclaim in the ear of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from among Gilead. And there return of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remained 10,000.
All right. So maybe Mutabaruka would have been in this first batch.
God.
Right? Leaving.
God.
Because him don't really understand what I'm going.
God, him not believe in his strength the most. God.
I didn't get that.
No, me I say him not believe in the strength of the Most High. So, you know what I mean? Of fear.
Because him believe that something that is 4,000 years old is of no more use.
God.
But yet still you plant banana, you plant corn, you plant peas, and you raise animal.
God.
On the same earth that is older than the Bible.
God.
When not going to space go live?
God, this obviously the earth too old. So look here.
Huh?
I mean, I say by theme argument, the earth not too old for him to live on it, man. Like what you say.
Yeah. You should be planted. You should be living in space. And even space would have still too old for him.
Gone.
Right, no sense. Continue, verse what now?
So look here. Verse 4. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go.
So the Most High said, not them him send with some, and the Most High said, too much still there. We still have too much people. We're going to cut squad again. God. And whosoever I say shall stay, will stay. And whosoever I say should go, he will be going. Right?
God.
Continue.
Another one cancer. Verse 5. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, every one that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth him, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, every one that boweth down upon his knee to drink.
All right, so this was the test now. So the one who lappeth, I want to go down and scoop up the water and bring it up to him face and him drink. But you have some who went down on them knees, put them head down to the water and drink. So the Most High says, separate those two. Continue.
Another one, verse 6. And the number of them that lapped, put in their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water.
All right, verse what then? Verse 6. Right, continue.
Another one,
verse 7. And them that lapped put it their hand to their mouth. That was 300. You find 300 men will lap drink the water that way. Catch it in the hand and drink it.
God.
Continue.
One, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lap will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go every man unto his place.
Right. And the Lord said to Gideon, by these 300 men that lapped, will I save you and
God.
deliver the Midianites into these 300 men. Right? So this set the foundation now for the movie 300.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, it.
Yeah,
Slack, yeah.
man. It's here, man.
God, God,
Now, if you're
God.
watching in the movie, who the 300 men went up against? It was some men from among the Ishmaelites region there, right? Some Arab looking just
Slack, yes.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Midian and Persia, are they the same?
Persia,
Are Media and Persia?
no, that is Media.
Is Midi?
Media and
Okay,
Persia.
God.
The Midianite different.
God.
Midianite is from Moses' wife. Well, some of them.
Oh, God.
There were some that were in-laws to the Levites. Some of the Moses children.
God. Gotcha.
And because of that, the rest of Israel show them a little respect.
God.
Too much respect though, because they went and take up the gods years after. Right? And then they came upon us. All right. So the Moses said, this is your 300 man that we're going to use. Give me. All right. So the Moses send him down against the Midianites. But watch this now. Drop me down to 12.
Another one gun. This is the book of Judges, chapter 7, verse 12. And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitudes, and their camels were without number, as the sand by the seaside for multitudes.
Right. So there is Amalek again. There is the what's the name? What them name again? Oh gosh.
Israeli.
No man. Before they were Israeli. What they were again? When they were
Ashkenaz.
no man. When they before they converted to Judaism.
The Khazarians,
Khazarians, right? So here are the Khazarians now.
God.
These men of Khazaria.
God.
When Khazaria fell, they became warriors, you know. But
God.
they held on to the Jewish, to our teachings. They held on to it. So much so that today they believe that they are the people. And many of them come and find out that they are not. But I mean, you have the land and you already have this big bad army. What are you going to do? Give it up? That ends the Mosaic. That's why the Mosaic have to go ring it out there. Because they believe that now that they are superpower in the region, why should I give up this? Right. That is verse 12. Because at times here, you have to be going down. Down. All right. Gideon defeats the Midianites. So by the hands of those 3,000? 300 men.
God.
He defeated the Midianites. Jump over to chapter 8.
Another one, chapter 8. This is the book of Judges, verse 1. And the men of Ephraim said unto him, why hast thou served us thus, that thou callest us not when thou wentest to fight with the Midianites? And they did chide with him sharply. Verse 2.
Right. And the men of Ephraim said unto him, why hast thou served us thus? So the men of Ephraim, because Ephraim said, because I know Ephraim and Manasseh are brother. So it's like them get vexed. I said, you not even call we.
God.
You understand?
God,
You
I
not even
want
call we to come get some of the victory.
God.
And them they argued with Gideon. Gideon told them some things, and their anger was cooled, and they start move with Gideon. Leave him alone.
God.
Right. As a matter of fact, many of them join in the battle. You know, after Gideon discomfit the enemies, and they start to flee. It's not the 300 men who alone who run them down. You know, he get the rest of Israel involved now. I make them run them down and kill them and take over their possession and thing.
God.
Right. Now, carry me down to all right. Zalmunda, and Zabet. Drop me down to verse 6.
Another one can. Verse 6. And the princes of Succoth said, are the hands of Zeba and Zalmunna now in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thine army?
Right. So, are the hands of Zamunda and Zalmunda now in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thine army? So, they must say to these people are now saying to Gideon, them powerful man there, you control them, so that we go and feed your army, right? Because Gideon and his men was hungry, and they went unto them for bread. But they did not give them bread. And Gideon said, all right, we'll deal with you later. And they move on. They went to our next set of people who did the same thing. All right, drop me down to 10 now.
Another one cancer. Verse 10. Now Zeba and Zalmunna was in Karkor, and their hosts with them about 15,000 men, all that were left of all the hosts of the children of the east. For there fell 120,000 men that drew swords.
120,000 men. Damn, there's so much Israel killed. So how much left now? 15,000. Still more than the 300, you know. So I'm still think they can fight. All right, verse 11.
Another one can, verse 11. And Gideon went up by the way of them that dwelt in tents on the east of Noba and Jagbeha, and smote the host, for the host was secure.
All right. So he went up in that place, Noba, east of Noba and Jagbeha, and smote the host, for the host was secure.
God.
And when 12.
Another one cancer. Verse 12. And when Zeba and Zalmunna fled, he pursued after them and took the 2 kings of Midian, Zeba and Zalmunna, and discomfited all the hosts.
All right. So when they move up on it, the 15,000 men, he just go straight for the kings, the 2 kings, Zeba and Zalmunna, and them run, and then pursue after them and catch them, and hold them. and discomfort the host. So you know what happened to the other man them around him? Them start scattering and run away now to save them own life.
Gone.
Right. And what did he do? 13.
Another one, con verse 13. And Gideon, the son of Joash, returned from battle before the sun was up. Verse 14. And caught a young man of the men of Succoth, and inquired of him. And he described unto him the princes of Succoth, and the elders thereof, even 70 men.
All right. So Gideon returned from the battle before the sun was up. And then he caught a young man of the men of Succoth and inquired of him, and he described unto him the princes of Succoth. Tell him about the rulers of Succoth and the elders thereof. So Gideon never really know them looking up. Right? And him tell him 70, that is what? 77 men who rule over that place. Drop me down to 21.
Another one, cancer. Verse 21. Then Ziba and Zara said, Rise thou and fall upon us, for as the man is, so is his strength. And Gideon arose and slew Ziba and Zalmunna, and took away the ornaments that were on their camels' necks. Salakia.
All right. So them just kill them and take the well.
God.
Now, after him do that, what happened?
Another one, verse 22. Then
Right.
the men of Israel said unto Gideon, Rule thou over us, both thou and thy son, and thy son's son also, for thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian.
Right. So right now, you know, they start to tempt Gideon now, you know. So rule over, you be the ruler over Israel.
God.
You and your son and your son's son. So it's always a kingship they want Gideon established now, you know. Temptation.
God.
Anyway, Gideon at the time, Gideon was smarter than that. 23.
Another one, verse 23. And Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my sons rule over you. The Lord shall rule over you.
Right. So Gideon tell him straight up. God will rule over you, man.
God.
24.
Another one, verse 24. And Gideon said unto them, I would desire a request of you, that ye of his prey, for they had golden earrings before they were Ishmaelites. Verse 25. And they answered, we willingly give them. And they spread a garment and did cast therein every man the earring of his prey.
All right. So Gideon asked them for the earring of the men. Just the earring. You see, yeah. All right. 24. And Gideon said unto them, I would desire a request of you. So in other words, he said, me and my son not going to rule over you, but I have a request of you. God. That you should give me every man the earring of his prey. So the man where you kill, just the earring, take out the men, all the 100,000 men where you kill, just take out the earring, them earring, and give them to me. Right? Okay. For they had golden earrings because they were Ishmaelites. So we were fighting Ishmaelites. So these Midianites obviously were Ishmaelites. Right? But guess what? It was some mixed men, you know, because the Amalekites were there. But these that were killed here in this area there, they were Ishmaelites. So he asked for the earrings of them. And they said, we will give this willingly, man. We willingly give it to you. So them spread out the garment, spread out cloth or whatever, and then carry the gifts and pour them, give it to them, to Gideon. Now Gideon became a rich man because what was the weight of it? 26.
Another one, cancer, verse 26. And the weight of the golden earrings that he requested was 1,700 shekel of gold, besides ornaments and colors and purple raiment that was on the king of Midian, and beside the chains that were about their camels' necks.
All right. So the weight of the golden earring, just the earring alone when request was 1,700 shekel, 700 shekel of gold. Now, I mean, if we get that amount of gold right now, we're a rich man right now,
Gone.
That is a whole lot of gold. 1 ounce of gold right now is 2,000 and odd US dollar. So gold price is high.
God.
Right. Now, Gideon made this request and he got them. But what did he do with them? Verse 27.
Another one, cancer, verse 27. And Gideon made an ephod thereof and put it in a city, even in Ophrah, and all Israel went there a warring after it, which thing became a snare unto Gideon and to his host.
Now, an ephod is a breastplate, right?
God.
Nothing is wrong with him. David wore an ephod.
God.
He was not judged. The most I didn't judge him for it. But right here now, Gideon made an ephod of gold.
God.
And he put that ephod of gold in his city. So it became something that Israelites would travel to Ophrah because of the story of Gideon. And they would go to Ophrah and look and want to see the ephod.
God.
Because the ephod was also a priestly garment. The priests would wear an ephod when they going doing the priestly duty, which is a breastplate.
God.
So obviously he did it beautifully. He made a beautiful ephod.
God.
So much so that the Israelites went a warring after it. Now when the Bible says we went a warring after something, you know what the ephod became? The ephod, all right. It became something like the cross.
God.
What them tell us, bow before the cross.
God.
Right? And what the Most High tell us, we're not supposed to bow ourselves to nothing like that.
God.
All right. Quickly give me Exodus 20.
Another one, cancer.
Verse 2 to 5.
Another one, can. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Verse 3. Thou shalt have no other God before me. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
All right. So the Most High say in his laws, if we have no other God before him, we should not make unto us any graven image or any likeness of it. God. That is in any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above or the earth beneath or that is in the water. Right? Because him don't want us to do what? Read 5.
Another one, cancer. Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord thy God. I'm a jealous God. Slakia, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So those that hate him is those that don't keep his commandment, right?
God.
But in his law he said, thou shalt not bow down thyself to any other graven image. So those images that they give you in the church, the cross, you're not supposed to bow yourself before the cross.
That's right.
You're not supposed to bow yourself before that white Christ. You're not supposed to go and bow yourself before that Virgin Mary, right?
That's right,
So
sir.
there is idolatry in the church. And those prophets that they give you in the stained windows and things, you go at the altar and you bow your head. For what? God is not there. You bow your head only to God. So this was what seemed to have happened with Gideon's ephod. They went up and then looked for the altar and then bowed their head down to the altar. Remember, I know this is Northern Kingdom, you know. Why them love love idols?
It's a luck, yeah.
Yeah. So it angers the Most High because it became a snare unto Gideon and to
God.
his house. Now it wouldn't be a snare if it didn't become an idol.
God.
You understand?
Another one gun, sir.
All right. So Gideon brought judgment on the Midianites, but that was then. Go to Deuteronomy 32 and 35.
Another one gun.
I tell you what, drop that. Give me Romans. Go to the New Testament. Romans 12 and 19.
Another one gun, sir. Another one gun. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
All right. So, a word unto Muta, Romans 12 and verse 19, because what Muta is looking for is revenge, one way or another. Because he said we should free ourselves from the Bible, because it is an old book, and it is we can't be following that old book. But the Most High said, dearly beloved, avenge not yourself. Don't go and seek vengeance.
God.
Give place unto wrath. Let the wrath go. For it is written, vengeance is mine. So Muta don't believe that the Most High is going to come and to take vengeance on these nations that have oppressed us. I will repay, saith the Lord. Right? Now give me Revelation 19.
Another one gun, sir. Another one gun.
Verse 11.
Another one gun. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat, Slakia, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he does judge and make war.
All right. So from the time of Gideon judge and make war. And this is Revelation. In the end, the Most High have not forgotten us. It's just that we're going through the punishment, which will soon be at an end, and pretty soon we know that Christ will return. Not Haile Selassie, right? Because the Rasta man now will give up on Haile Selassie now, because there has been no word. He no left no writing give them.
Slakia, sir.
He no leave no instruction.
Slakia. Sorry for cut you, sir, but you know, say the rest of them upper.
Hold on. We are the hearing, you know. So
okay.
when I talk low, like not so hard. It look like it come through look better.
Okay, can sir, can. Slack, yes, sir. All right. The priest them up a Bobo Hill believe
They
that
break up
Selassie.
Hold on. When they say select, you know, that come through plain, you know.
Hold on. Maybe we need to turn down the mic. So when me I read a while ago, you that hear everything? Select, yeah.
No man, that break up, but that which is why I may read back through the verse after you read it.
Okay.
So, some of the verses. But
Select,
I'm able to follow.
okay.
But you're not reading from the Bible now. So and you ask that question, I hear you.
Okay. Maybe the mic did turn up too much. Select,
Huh?
yeah. You hear me good now?
Come again?
Yeah, you hear me good?
No, man, not hearing you good right now.
Okay.
All right. Talk slowish and answer what you were saying.
Me that say the man them up a Bobo Hill believe that Selassie is still alive.
Who's still alive?
Selassie.
Them believe Selassie is still alive.
Can.
Yeah, but you should have leave some instruction or word for them. Years now, we're not gonna hear anything from him, you know.
Can.
But we are hearing from Christ. Each time we take up the Bible, we hear from Christ, you know.
Can.
So he's telling you now to throw away that book that you are hearing from Christ for some, so that we're going to listen to now. Because them don't have anything to say, this is the instruction that Haile Selassie left. Then say Haile Selassie say organize and centralize.
Can.
That are instruction. Organize and centralize to do. Go fight.
Can.
Right. So here we're saying now, who is coming back to judge? Christ coming back in righteousness to judge and make war.
Can.
So this that we have gone through, what we have gone through and what we're going through from the oppressor is not forgotten. Christ is coming back to make war. War with who? All right. Who is he going to make war with? Read 12.
Canada one can, sir. Verse 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire.
Canada one can. And on his head were many crowns.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself.
Right. So he had on his head many crowns and a name written which no man knew but himself. Why did he have many crowns on his head? Because him coming back to boast the how much of our leaders carry crown? We don't have any. Is there an Israelite leader you know of in whichever tribe that carries a king? There's none. No blacks, Hispanic, or Native Americans carry a king right now.
God.
So you know that is not we coming to make war and take our crown to put on his head. So who is he going to do it to? Drop down to 18.
Another one can, verse 18. That ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great.
Right. So in this part now, the angel called the birds of the air, all the unclean birds that eat flesh, the flesh-eating birds, to come and gather themselves, that they may eat the flesh of kings, the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and them that sat on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, small and great. So the flesh of kings, that is where the Christ get the many crowns on his head. He's going to take them crown. Right? In Jamaica, we say, what you do? You take the man, you take him stripe.
God.
But it's bigger than stripe. Christ coming to take. Christ come to take the crowns. So we don't need to throw away the Bible. All we need to do, find the truth. Come in the truth, and it will be explained to you. So that you, since as you want to be a voice to your people, come into the truth and be a voice to your people. All right, go back up to 13.
Another one, verse 13. Was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God.
What is the Word of God? The Bible. And Christ has a vesture dipped in blood, and he was coming to fulfill the Bible. So if Muta want to throw away the Bible, boy, he will find himself on the wrong side.
That's right.
Okay? He won't be in that chariot. Because obviously if him throwing away the Bible, him don't believe it.
God.
So maybe means one of them who's going to dig under the ground to go and hide. Maybe him building bunker already. Right? So what? Him putting him trust in men. He's not putting his trust in God. Right? Any questions?
La, sir.
All right. No, because your mic stayed away, you know, we'll skip the prayers. Just salute out. So with that, we turn the class over to priest and officer and priest in training, Kayadwan.
Okay, clap it up. All right, these are the UPK security announcements.
All right, the announcement now will come through. You can just salute out.
No, but all the audio sound now. I think we just solved the problem.
Huh?
All the audio sound.
The break up, gone.
Okay, all right.
So just salute out.
Okay.
And you say if you can, maybe in a week you can call me over the thing here and see if you can sort out the mic.
Okay.
If it's the mic is the problem.
Okay, got.
All right?
Okay.
So you can just salute out.
All right, Amajim Shabbat.
No man, rise. Instruction to rise.
Men of Israel, rise.
Even got the word for rise to stand.
Men of Israel, one courtesy salute to the teacher. Salakia, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barakatah.
Yaramata. One courtesy salute to the sister, our sisters. Turn and face the sister. Our sisters. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Shema Aylatan Ba'asham Yahushai.
Yahweh Shema Aylatan Ba'asham Yahushai.
Yaramata. Class dismissed.
So who do the cutting off now?
Okay, cancer.